And welcome back to Thomas Was Alone. We have just recently met John over here, the yellow full of himself dude who is looking to show off his skills. Thomas has been joined, so he's not so alone anymore. And Chris here does not like Thomas very much. Does he like John? I'm not quite sure either, because John is much more full of himself than Thomas is. Thomas is just one happy fellow because, well, he's not alone anymore.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done.
Oh man, of awesome.
John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies. You could tell from the sympathetic expression he'd practiced in the mirror all these years.
John's more than a little full of himself. Tisk, tisk, tisk. The characters joining Thomas aren't the greatest fellows, but nonetheless, they are fellows. Interesting. The notes are very different for each. Who would have noticed? Not me, if it weren't for my hearing. Look at that silly protrusion in the back. Isn't that something? Let's have John hop into it. Oh, it is an important intrusion, I guess. Oh look, there's a Chris-sized space. Yay, Chris, it's your lucky day.
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
I feel John is doing things for the wrong reasons. Why is it wrong? Well, because I'm pretty sure there aren't actually any girls around here to be shown off to. No, it's because, like, seriously, think about it, man. To just be working on showing off, that's not cool. Not cool at all. I'm gonna have to pull some of that again. This thing. Plop on in there, Thomas. Get on him, Chris, and up we go. See, now an interesting thing that they bring into this is they don't tell you what Chris and Thomas are thinking through this whole thing. They just tell you what the new character's thinking. Does Chris approve of John and his almightiness? Does he think lowly of him? I don't know. Is Thomas just happy to have another companion? That is the question. And you see, John's so full of himself that he's not even telling us what Thomas and Chris are thinking at all. Disappointing, John. You're being very disappointing.
He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
Well, never mind. I was wrong. You're willing to look at people when they think highly of you, which is at least looking at them every once in a while. Ooh. I found something. Well, Chris found something. I didn't find anything. Tis a tad bit difficult to keep track of the many characters in the story.
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
So Chris is a bit like Total Biscuit. I see. Oh. Interesting.
This was interesting. A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing. John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph.
Well, now that we've reached one that is much more difficult than all the others, let's call it quits for today. John's an interesting character, won't you say, eh? But hey, he's willing to guide them, the little dots. Well, thank you for watching. This was another episode of Thomas Was Alone. Toodles.